Commander Thexnara of the Hegemony Third Fleet watched the tactical display with growing bewilderment, her 4 eyes tracking the chaotic movements of the human vessels. After 3 decades of military service across 17 star systems, she had witnessed every conceivable form of warfare. Plasma cannons that could vaporize asteroids, gravitational disruptors that folded space-time, neural scramblers that could incapacitate entire crews, all logical, efficient tools of destruction. But this was madness. Tactical Officer Zilthek, she called to her subordinate whose scaled hide rippled with nervous energy. Confirm the intelligence reports. Are the humans truly using projectile weapons? Zilthek's membrane-covered eyes flickered as he reviewed the data streams. Confirmed, Commander. Primitive kinetic projectiles. Metal slugs propelled by controlled chemical explosions. Some variants use electromagnetic acceleration, but the principle remains the same. Hurling solid matter at targets. Thexnara's mandibles clicked in disbelief. In space combat? Against energy shields and adaptive armor. The absurdity continues, Commander, Zilthek reported, his voice carrying the tone of someone delivering particularly disturbing news. They've somehow weaponized rocks. Rocks! Thexnara's voice rose an octave, causing several bridge crew members to turn their attention toward the command platform. Asteroid fragments, Commander. They accelerate them to significant fractions of light speed using massive rail systems. The humans call them kinetic bombardment platforms, or, more colloquially, rock throwers. The tactical display updated, showing human vessels launching what appeared to be simple metallic cylinders toward hegemony positions. No energy signatures, no exotic matter readings, no quantum fluctuations, just crude chunks of matter moving very, very fast. This is embarrassing, Thexnara muttered. Our ancestors conquered 14 species with weapons that could manipulate fundamental forces. And we're being challenged by primates throwing stones. The first impacts registered on the display. Thexnara expected minimal damage. Surely their adaptive nano-armor would easily deflect such primitive attacks. Instead, entire sections of the dreadnought Vexthara's pride simply disappeared. Damage report, she barked. Hull breach on decks 15 through 27, came the panicked response. The projectile passed completely through the ship. Our defensive systems couldn't adapt quickly enough. There was nothing to adapt to. It's just mass and velocity. Thexnara stared at the display in growing horror. The human projectiles were punching through their most advanced defenses like they weren't even there. Energy shields designed to deflect particle beams and plasma bolts offered no resistance to simple kinetic force. Commander, Zilthek's voice was barely a whisper. The humans are launching another volley. This time it's bigger. The sensors detected a massive metallic object accelerating toward their formation. As it approached, the ship's analytical systems provided increasingly disturbing data. It was a solid tungsten rod, roughly the size of a communications tower, moving at 30% light speed. All ships, evasive maneuvers. Thexnara commanded, but she knew it was too late. The laws of physics were beautifully simple. Mass times velocity equals momentum, and momentum didn't care about technological sophistication. The tungsten rod struck the flagship Kethmoral dead center. The impact released energy equivalent to a small star's output, vaporizing the vessel instantly and sending shockwaves through the surrounding fleet. How? Thexnara whispered, watching her tactical advantage evaporate. How are they doing this? Zilthek's analysis appeared on her personal display. Commander, the humans have made a fundamental observation that our strategists overlooked. In space, there is no friction, no atmospheric resistance, no gravitational interference. A projectile, once accelerated, maintains its velocity indefinitely. They've simply thrown things very hard. The implications crashed over Thexnara like a gravitational wave. The hegemony had spent millennia perfecting exotic weapons that manipulated energy and matter at quantum levels. Meanwhile, humans had focused on the most basic principle in the universe. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion. It's so simple, she breathed, her mandibles trembling with a mixture of terror and admiration. They've turned Newton's first law into a weapon of mass destruction. Another volley of human projectiles appeared on the display. This time, a coordinated barrage of thousands of small objects, each one potentially ship-killing. Commander, Zilthek reported with the resignation of someone accepting the inevitable. The humans are hailing us. They're requesting our surrender. Vexnara looked at the tactical display one last time, watching primitive chunks of metal reduce her technologically superior fleet to expanding clouds of plasma and debris. Signal our acceptance, she said quietly. And get me a full analysis of human physics textbooks. Apparently, we've been overcomplicating warfare for the past 3,000 years.